It's curtain time, and here's Act One of Spellbound, starring Joseph Cotten as John and Valli as Constance. In the secluded Vermont countryside is an old established sanatorium, Green Manors, noted for its treatment of mental disorders. On the staff of psychiatrists is a young woman, Dr. Constance Peterson.
May I come in, Dr. Peterson?
Dr. Murchison, of course.
I thought I'd spread the tidings. My successor, Dr. Edwards, will be arriving here any moment.
I just can't imagine Green Manors without you, Dr. Murchison.
I sort of go with the fixtures, I suppose.
It's so much more than that. You are Green Manors.
Well, the old must make way for the new, Miss Constance. Particularly when the board of directors suspects the old of senility.
But you've been like a new man since your vacation.
Yeah, of course, I agree with you.
You were overworked.
Charming diagnosis for a broken-down horse.
You're not living today. I mean just because Dr.
I
Edwards...
shall hover around for a day or two. Well, I'd better check the rest of the staff. I'd like you all in my office at 4 to meet him.
Dr. Murchison, tell me, what do you think of that Dr. Edwards?
Mm-hmm. His reputation is tremendous. Like the rest of you, I've never met the man.
What's your hurry, Connie?
Oh, Dr. Fleurot, I just had a note from Dr. Edwards. He wants to see me.
Oh? He's been here all of 24 hours and he's writing you notes?
He's interested in one of my patients.
Oh, you mean Mr. Gomes, the one with the guilt complex?
Yes.
I think you have a guilt complex yourself.
Oh?
Take last night at dinner. A dimple appeared in your cheek that was never there before. I detect decided amorous outcroppings toward Dr. Edwards.
If you knew how he detests that sort of high school talk.
Ah, but how are you to know that Dr. Edwards would turn out to be so young and handsome?
Is that all you have to say about him?
No. No, he's a strange man.
Jealous of him?
Maybe.
I mean of his position here.
He seems so unsure of himself.
As you pointed out, he's been here only a day. Please, he's waiting for me.
Sure. Just see the conversation is confined to your patient. Don't take me too seriously, Connie.
Of course, I haven't had time really to study Mr. Gomes' case, Dr. Peterson, but I gather he's thoroughly convinced that he killed his father.
Yes, Dr. Edwards. Actually, his father died a very natural death.
But his conviction is very curious.
But you've encountered such cases very often. You describe them so perfectly in your book.
Yes, my book, Look, would you mind doing me a favor?
Not at all, Doctor.
I have a headache, and I understand you're not on duty till after dinner.
Well,
Now, please, I need some fresh air, and you look as though it might do you some good, too. Excuse me. Hello? Yes, this is Dr. Edwards. Who? Sorry, I don't get your name. Norma Kramer? Please, Miss Kramer, I'm very busy, and I don't know you. I assure you, I'm sorry, Miss Kramer. Someone claiming to be... Well, I don't like practical jokes, do you?
Maybe an ex-patient of yours. They can be rather coy at times.
Let's get out of here. We'll look at some sane trees, normal grass, and clouds without complexes. How about it?
Thanks. I'd love to. How do you like our landscape, Dr. Edwards? Pastoral enough?
Breathtaking, but you're changing the subject. We were talking about poetry, and you were about to say...
I was about to say that great harm has been done the human race by the men who write it.
Oh, not really.
The way they delude people about love, writing about it as if it were a symphony, a flight of angels.
Which it isn't, of course.
Certainly not. People fall in love, as they put it, because they respond to certain hair colorings or vocal tones. Or mannerisms that remind them of their parents.
Oh, sometimes for no reason at all.
The point is that people read about love as one thing, and experience as quite another. They expect, you see...
And have to be analyzed.
Yes, very often.
Professor, you're suffering from mogo on the go-go.
I beg your pardon? Come on, let's sit down over there. I see just what you were looking for. Trees, grass, and clouds. All very normal.
Well,
Well, Floro, seen our new chief of staff today?
No, Graff. I guess he's been tied up with Dr. Murchison.
Dr. Murchison just told me he went walking with Dr. Peterson. That's a little odd, isn't it?
That'll do Constance good. Poor girl's withering away with science. In my opinion, she's... Oh, well, come in, Connie. We hate to talk about you behind your back. Have a lovely walk.
I just got back. I heard Mr. Gams became quite ill this afternoon.
Yes, I gave him a sedative.
Oh, I should have been here. I'm sorry.
Ah, looks like you've had quite a time. Notice her stockings, Dr. Graff. The lady's been climbing trees.
Or lolling in a briar patch. Oh, now, don't be angry, Constance. Come on. Have some coffee.
Dr. Peterson's already eaten. Observe the mustard on the right forefinger. I'd say hot dogs on the state highway.
It's a pity you are not able to diagnose your patients as accurately. I'm sorry to leave this nursery, but I'd better look in on Mr. Gams.
Why, I believe she was blushing, Flero. Yes, I'm sure she was.
Come in. Oh, Dr. Peterson.
It's very late, I know. Am I disturbing you?
Oh, no. How's Garm?
I saw him at 10:30. He seemed much better.
Good.
I came to ask if I may borrow your book. The one on guilt complexes. Dr. Murchison had a copy. Oh, yes, it's here on the shelf. The autographed edition.
What do you want with the book? If there's a problem you want to discuss, what...
Oh, no particular problem. I'd like very much to discuss your book, though. I've never discussed an author's work with him. Sound nervous, don't I?
Mm-hmm. Are you?
I'm amazed at my subterfuge. I don't want to discuss your book at all. It's ridiculous. My coming here like a distracted child.
You're lovely.
Please don't say that. You'll think I'm here to...
I know why you're here.
Why?
Because something's happened to us.
But it doesn't happen like that. In a day.
Happens in a moment sometimes. I felt it this afternoon. It's like lightning striking. It was...
What is it? Why are you looking at me like that?
Here. Something about your dress.
My dress?
Forgive me. I've been having a rather bad time with my nerves lately. Your dress, I mean those dark stripes.
You're
no,
ill.
No, I'm all right. Hello? Yes, Dr. Graff. Yes. What? Where is he? I'll be there right away. Mr. Garm's just tried to commit suicide.
Is it bad?
Taking him to surgery.
I'll go with you.
Wait. Why are the lights out in the corridor?
Well, they're always off this time of night.
It's dark. That's why he did it, because the lights are out.
Doctor,
Turn on the lights in the doors. Unlock the doors. You can't keep people in cells.
You are ill,
Fools,
Doctor.
all of you babbling about guilt complexes. What do you know about them? Turn on the lights. Turn on...
I don't understand this at all. What would make Dr. Edwards collapse?
I don't know, Dr. Edwards.
Probably shock of some kind brought on by exhaustion.
May I stay with him, Doctor?
You were there when it happened. Yes, I'm sure he'll be more at ease with you.
And Mr. Gams?
Oh, he'll be all right. Just take care of Dr. Edwards and keep him quiet.
I wish you wouldn't talk, Dr. Edwards. Please just rest.
I must talk.
Very well, then. You're not Dr. Edwards, are you?
You know.
Only that you're not who you pretend you are. And that you're ill.
How did you find out?
This morning you sent me a note. You wanted to see me about Mr. Gams. You signed the note. Tonight when I took the book off the shelf, the autographed book, the signatures, Doctor, completely different.
Dr. Edwards is dead.
Dad?
I ought to know. I killed him and took his place.
Then who are you?
I don't know. I have no memory.
If you remember killing Dr. Edwards, you can remember more.
I can't. I've tried. You afraid of me?
No. Loss of memory isn't a difficult problem.
Amnesia. Trick of the mind to forget something too horrible to remember, so you put it behind a closed door.
We'll have to open that door.
I know what's behind it. A murder.
I don't believe it. That's a delusion of your illness. Will you answer me truthfully and trust me?
I trust you. It's no use. I don't know who I am. I don't know.
Who telephoned today?
Telephone?
Yes, while I was in the office. What did she say?
She said that she was my office assistant. She hadn't heard from me. She was worried.
You mean she was Dr. Edwards' assistant? What else did she say?
She didn't recognize my voice. She said I wasn't Dr. Edwards.
Was that the first time that you became confused about being Edwards? Did anything happen before that?
Yes, in the hotel room, packing to come here, I found this cigarette case in my coat. Here, the initials.
J.B. They're probably your initials.
J.B. John Brown's body. Do they hang murderers on a sour apple tree here in Vermont?
Oh, please. Try to rest. It's very late. You'll feel better tomorrow.
Yes, tomorrow.